today's video, we're going to be taking a look at if I made Olivia Rodrigo's third studio album. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into it. So what is my reasoning for doing this video, and just a little bit of backstory as to why I'm doing this. So I was inspired by various different creators, for example the Black Lion, who is known for his content on YouTube, and his series known as Universe Restructuring, where he restructures cinematic universes. Most notably in Marvel and DC. However, I'm kind of taking that sort of format, but with music, in this case, restructuring, or, pre-structuring an album. And also inspired by creators such as FD2TP and Blaylock 300, who are known for their short-form content about rap music and how they would structure an album using TikTok filters. And that's kind of what I'm going to do here. Now, back to those creators. What they do is, on their little filter thingy, they have this these categories. For example, artist, features, production. I'm kind of going to be following that format here. So yeah, let me tell you how I would do. So with this album, as I mentioned, I'm going to split it into categories. And those categories will be the theme, the track numbers, the sound, the features, and the production. So let me tell you all of them, starting with the theme. So my theme for this, and I'm also going to talk about what the main colour scheme will be, and the potential titles that I came up with. So, first of all, with the theme, I think everybody knows that this album is going to be a love-themed album, and the colour scheme will be red. The colour scheme is based on this Instagram post, which is on the screen now, and by default, the colour scheme will be red, which will stow away from her previous two albums, which followed a purple colour scheme. I know Olivia really likes purple, but we're going to go with a red one. This makes me think of the Avril Lavigne album from a while ago, Love Sucks. So yeah, that's kind of cool. But yeah, as for title names. Now, as I mentioned, her previous albums were called Sour and Guts, which followed this format where they both have 4 letters in them. And we could kind of continue that pattern, and my potential ones, I think a very obvious one with the hypothetical love theme is Love, Love. That would work pretty well, and a very obvious safe pick. However, a more out there one would be Kiss, Kiss. I think that's the one I prefer ever so slightly more, as it makes it feel kind of less generic, shall we say, and kind of less kind of in your face type love beats. I think that would be pretty cool in my opinion. Next, we are going to be talking about the number of tracks. Now, we're going to assume that she wants to keep it the same level. Now, Sour had 11 tracks, and Guts had 12 tracks. Now, I can take the safe bet and just go with 12 tracks and continue it. But I think it might be kind of funny if we go with 13 tracks. She adds an extra track upon every iteration of the album. That might be pretty cool in my opinion. So, I don't have a strict track listing, so we could go 12. I think the perfect length for any album, not just with Olivia's album, would probably be 12 to 16 tracks. So somewhere along that range. I think I'm going to stick with 12 because it's a safe bet. But if she wants to do the 13 more kind of funny approach, that would also be pretty cool in my opinion. Next, we are going to be talking about the sound. What exactly will it sound like? Now, Olivia is previously known for her pop punk, kind of pop rock vibes in her songs. She kind of dabbles in a bit of an amalgamation of genres. For example, as I mentioned, pop rock, pop punk, so it's kind of more slow and emotional, and she can delve into them, but I feel fitting with the love theme, I don't want this to be too similar to previous iterations, because I feel Guts kind of got the Meteora treatment where people thought it was too similar to its previous iteration. So I'm kind of going to switch it up here and make it more kind of slow and emotional. Think Avril Lavigne, Head Above Water, that's more kind of slow and emotional and almost poppy, if you will. Not as much rock, but you can still keep the rock stuff. Though actually in retrospect, I feel this is more kind of Goodbye Lullaby-esque, if we're likening to any Avril Lavigne album. Because in my notes, I had it being likened to Head Above Water, but now as I'm recording it, I'm feeling more Goodbye Lullaby. Though maybe somewhere in between. And if you think about Olivia as a whole, where does she really thrive? In her writing, is a lot more introspective, shall we say. It's not as high energy as her tracks are. They have emotional beats to them, and you feel that authenticity in there. And yeah, almost you're feeling you're listening to a diary entry. And I feel with an album like this, it could almost really thrive here, because obviously we're going to go for more kind of emotional album, shall we say, and more kind of straight from the heart, like she's like pouring her feelings out to the audience, which she does here, but I kind of want her to like lean into that with this one. Now we are going to move on to my favourite part, the features. Now listen, has Olivia collaborated with any features on her studio albums? No, but you know, I've seen, of course I mentioned the creators before, all mentioned features in their albums, and I think I'm gonna have fun with this. I came up with a pretty good list. I was considering a bunch of names, like I considered Mike Shinoda at one point. Of course, me being the big Linkin Park nerd, it's kind of obvious why, and ultimately scrapped that. But I came up with a list of 3 features, which I think could go really hard on an Olivia Rodrigo song. The first one is, it's obviously, you saw it was coming, Chapel Roan. Who doesn't want this? Like, you've seen how like, Olivia and Chapel are friends, and you've also seen Chapel and Olivia perform well on the Gospel Tour performance of Hot to Go. Their voices complement each other. It could be pretty cool to see them, and you know, maybe if they do like a more kind of emotional track together, it would break fucking records. It would be insane to see, in my opinion. So my next feature is, speaking of which, Billie Eilish. Like, listen, it may sound unconventional at first, but the more you think about it, this could actually work pretty damn well, in my opinion. Like Billie, you know her for her, like, emotional, sad, somber tracks. But, like, she also does work more on, like, high-energy songs. I mean, of course, if Olivia wants to, like, revert back to her OG sound and have Billie on that track, it would be pretty cool, in my opinion. Like, Billie has cited artists such as Avril Lavigne or Linkin Park as some of her favourites, and then we've also seen how well she works on high-energy songs. For example, when Charlie XCX featured her on Guess, which was on the Brat album, that could be pretty cool in my opinion. So I think Olivia and Billie is my next one. Now, my final feature, unconventional pick, but hear me out, Machine Gun Kelly. Overhated artist. I know he's not the best, but he can pull off some stuff. Like, my thought process was when he does work in like pop punk settings, and I think male rappers complement female rockers really well. Look at how Mike Shinoda and Emily Armstrong perform together. But yeah, I do prefer Chester. But yeah, those would work really nicely together. If you look at Avril Lavigne's song Boys Lie, which did have MGK, that what they did complement each other's voices fairly well, and yeah, I'd love to see it. And of course, leaning into that Linkin Park sound, I think rock rap sounds really cool. Like if you watched the video where Machine Gun Kelly performs Paper Cut with Mike Shinoda, he basically took Chester's lines as it was a tribute to Chester. But if Olivia wants to lean into that kind of Linkin Park sound, it would be less so Hypotheria Meteora, but more so kind of Minutes to Midnight and or Hunting Party. Those would work really well together. And you know what I find pretty cool is that Machine Gun Kelly is married to Megan Fox, who starred in Olivia Rodrigo's favourite movie, Jennifer's Body. Shit choice for a favourite movie. I literally made a 24-minute video on my YouTube channel about how I would rewrite that movie. But yeah, I'm just a self-promote. But yeah, she could lean more into that. Like what we could get is another Jennifer's Body inspired music video. For example, with Good For You, it was inspired by the movie. Like we saw Olivia in a cheerleading outfit and the long gloves. Like she mentioned, she wears long gloves on her tour to allude to Megan Fox's look in Jennifer's Body. So that could be a nice little nod. And maybe if she does a music video for that video, Megan Fox could appear. And it would almost be like a Spider-Man effect with like 2 different Jennifer's Body iterations. That sounds stupid. Sorry. But yeah, Megan Fox has appeared in some music videos. For example, she was in that one Eminem music video. So that could be pretty cool. So yeah, that is if I wrote Olivia Rodrigo's upcoming album. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. So if you enjoyed the video, if you did, leave a like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more awesome videos. Goodbye.